SDG 16 is to promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. Within SDG 16 are 12 targets, of which we here focus on Target 16.7, which is ensure responsive, inclusive, participatory, and representative decision-making at all levels. Target 16.7 has two indicators. Indicator 16.7.1 is proportion of positions in national and local institutions, including A, the legislatures, B, the public service, and C, the judiciary, compared to national distributions by sex, age, persons with disabilities, and population groups. Indicator 16.7.2 is proportion of population who believe decision-making is inclusive and responsive by sex, age, disability, and population group. The UN Security Council has passed resolutions relating to the inclusion of young people and women in decision-making. This reflects how each of these groups play a key role in peace. For women, this is in the role women play in conflict prevention and peacemaking. Empowered youth offer stability. Without inclusion in decision-making, youth can be vulnerable to radicalization. Such inclusion in governance for females, youth, and the disabled, rather than mere tokenism, aids the development of countries. Citizens need to feel as though their governments, whether national or subnational, are open. They need to have an opportunity to engage with them, have their say, and see their political views reflected in the processes. Citizens need to be able to scrutinize government performance and functioning, as well as of its individual members. This, in turn, affects whether citizens feel they ought to carry out their own civic responsibility. Inclusion is reflected in elections as a member of parliament, or even holding the chair of a parliamentary committee. It also extends to employment in the public sector, whether at the national, state, or local level of government. This can be in occupations like a manager, professional, technicians, or clerical staff, but it also includes frontline service occupations like the police, healthcare, and education. The countries with the highest percentages of women in single or the lower chamber of bicameral parliaments were Nicaragua, Cuba, and Rwanda. Each had proportions greater than half. Since the adoption of the SDGs in 2015, the global share has risen from 21% to 26%. The highest female representation in the upper chamber was in Canada, Australia, and Bolivia. The global percentage was a little over half. The judiciary includes judicial officers such as magistrates and registrars, as well as court services. Lithuania has the highest female representation, but only a couple dozen countries have data for this measure.